And then they return in verses 24 to 28. They return to Antioch to give everyone a report. This is something that I recently did myself. I went back to a home base and gave a report to the people who raised me up. It's not just because they wanted to hear, but it's not just because to do it. It's because I want them to share on the work. I want them to know what's going on over here. When we go to our homes, when we go to the people that we know, we should be wanting to give a report of how God is working in our lives. We would want to share in that with everybody. Share it with our families. Share it with our friends. Share it with the strangers that we come in contact with. It's that connecting thing. That's how the gospel is made known. Yes, we can act it out all day, but sometimes we have to talk about it. That's what we want to be doing, is sharing it. Because people back home, they can want to be a part of it. They're going to want to share it as well. You know, it's going to lift their spirits to interact with you then. And that's what we want to be doing. It's continually sharing back and forth, encouraging each other to have that want back and forth of God's love. Because it's not just, let me get this right, it's not just horizontal, it's also vertical. It's not just up and down and side to side as well. That's when we need to be doing as well. So, to wrap this up, in conclusion, I have 2 points. When you have the proof, you have a couple options that you can have. You can reject it, you can fight it, or you can accept it. When you have the truth, those are the 3 options you have. Now, once you start accepting it, you have to start working with it. You have to continue doing what the truth is. Just like that scientist did with Hubble. He started leaning into what he was doing. I do remember 2 things about that. Both Hubble and the other man were believers in God. So, as you lean into this truth of God, who He is, and you started accepting it, you need to start working with it, transitioning into how Christ is. You must be, I'm going to use an odd word here, relentless in God's love. You must be relentless in His mercy. You must be relentless in His kindness, compassion, and forgiveness. That's how you're going to work with it. You're going to work with it by reading Scripture and acting it out on a daily basis. So when you start to listen, be the some that listen. Don't be the some that don't.